Hello, welcome to Mickey Techie. Learn as engineer, teach as champion. First of all, I would like to thank my family and I would like to thank my mentor, Professor R. Surendran from Government College of Technology, and Almighty my God, my students, followers, my dear students and subscribers. Today's topic of interest is we are going to continue the objective types of engineering mechanics. So it is part 4. So I will give the part 1, part 2, part 3 or in description box. You can easily recap those videos through my description box. So let me start with the question number 1. Yes, very superb question. The slope on the road surface generally provided on the curves is known as. We oftenly notice when we drive a vehicle on the curves, the roads are a bit slopy. That is the purpose that is called an angle of banking. So angle of banking, which will provide a vehicle towards the center point on the turns. The if we consider, so this is the turn, so it is having a center point over here, so our vehicle is moving in this direction. In order to keep the path with the centroid of the curve, so the angle of banking is being provided. So the answer is angle of banking. Next question is a superb question. On a ladder resting on smooth ground and leaning against a vertical wall, the force of friction will be. Let me explain. So consider this is the vertical wall, this is the horizontal smooth surface. So it is smooth. There is no condition for the vertical wall. Let me assume that it is the vertical wall is the rough wall. So ladder is resting here. Since this is smooth, there is no friction. Literally there is no friction over there, and if the weight of the ladder is going downwards, this ladder tend to move in this direction. In order to arrest this, in order to give a resistance, the force of friction should be act at the upper end of the ladder against the upper end of the ladder, and upwards the force of the friction will be acting. So the answer should be option C, upwards and its upper end. Next question is the velocity of a body on reaching the ground from a height h is a simple formula. Velocity v is equal to root of 2gh. Therefore option C is the correct answer. Okay, very super question. A frame structure shown below. So the figure is the answer is a perfect frame. How the perfect frame we have arrived is the formula m is equal to 2j minus 3. So these are all the members. So 1, 2, 3. We have members of 3 and joints of 1, 2 and 3. Therefore 2 into 3 minus 3, that is 6 minus 3, therefore 3. So if the LHS and RHS both are equal, this frame is considered to be an perfect frame. If the members are more, or if it is not equal, it is called as an imperfect frame. That imperfect frame is divided into deficient as well as redundant. So redundant is number of joints are more and members are less, and deficient is members are more and joints are less. So this is about we have to arrive either it is a perfect frame or an imperfect frame. Next question, this very easy question. The ratio of static friction to the dynamic friction is always greater than 1. How it has been greater than 1? We know that the friction orders the dynamic friction. So dynamic friction is always less than static friction it is always less than limiting friction. Therefore, if the ratio in the question they are asking about static friction by dynamic friction. So the static friction by dynamic friction is always greater than 1. It is always greater than 1. If you remember these things, you can easily understand these type of questions. Next is a very superb question. Moment of inertia of a triangular section of base B and height h about an axis through the base. So this is the triangular section. This is the triangular section. The axis through the base. Axis is through the base. The moment of inertia is bh cube by 12. So bh cube by 12. Next, a very superb question. Coefficient of friction. The coefficient of friction is the ratio of limiting friction to the normal reaction. We know that the coefficient of friction, we know that this formula F is equal to mu times of R. Therefore, mu is equal to F by R. So F is the limiting friction, R is the normal reaction. The coefficient of friction is the ratio of limiting friction and the normal reaction. So if we understand a formula very better, it is very easy to answer these type of questions. Next question is the, as we discussed earlier, the coefficient of friction is depends upon the nature of the surface only the nature of the surface, not the area of contact. Very superb question. If three forces acting in one plane upon a rigid body keep it in equilibrium, they must either meet at a point or be a parallel. At least two of them should meet. So all the above answers are correct. In order to keep three force acting on a plane upon a rigid body kept in equilibrium condition. Next, a very superb question. The angle which an inclined plane make with the horizontal when the body placed on it is about to move down is known as the angle of repose. So the angle of repose is defined like this: the angle which an inclined plane make with the horizontal plane when the body is placed on it is about move down. Next, a very superb question. The energy possessed by a body for doing work by virtue of its position. So you can notice this: virtue of its position, work by the virtue of its position. The positional energy is nothing but the potential energy. The position energy is called the potential energy. If you watch this, if you read the question carefully, you can easily answer the entire question correct manner. So this is my idea. Next, the center of gravity of a uniform lamina lies at. For a uniform lamina, the center of gravity is always lies at the midpoint of its axis. At the midpoint of its axis. Let me show you. This is a circle. So the center of gravity should be lies at the midpoint of the axis. Take a square. So it at the midpoint of the axis. If it is a rectangle, it is also the midpoint of the axis. Like that, for the uniform lamina, the center of gravity lies at the midpoint of its axis. Next, angle of friction. So the angle of friction is defined as the angle between the normal reaction and the resultant of normal reaction and a limiting friction. So this is called angle of friction. Therefore option A is the correct one. Next, the necessary condition for the forces to be in equilibrium is that these should be at coplanar and meet at one point. So option C is the correct answer. Both A and B should come. Okay, very superb question. For an actual mission, the mechanical advantage is always less than the velocity ratio. For ideal missions, mechanical advantage is an equal to the velocity ratio. So this is for ideal missions. So this is for actual missions. So this you have to understand. Okay. Next, yes, we explained before the coefficient of friction depends on nature of the surface only. Sorry for the repeat question. And a very interesting question. A maximum velocity of a particle moving with simple harmonic motion is omega times of r. This is the velocity and this is the acceleration, maximum acceleration. So omega times r. So this is the maximum velocity of the particle moving with simple harmonic motion. Similarly, for the maximum acceleration of a moving particle with simple harmonic motion is omega square r. Velocity is considered omega r. If acceleration is considered omega square r. So this is a simple formula. Next, the product of either force of a couple with the arm of the couple is called. Let me consider. So this is the fixed arm, and here is the force of the couple is acting. So this is the force and this is the distance r. The force of the couple and the radius, the arm length, which is called F into R, is called nothing but moment. So moment of couple. So moment of the couple. Next, moment of the force. So moment of the force, it is the turning effect produced by a force on the body on which it acts. It is correct. It is equal to the product of force acting on a body and the perpendicular distance of the point and the line of action of force. It is also correct. Is equal to twice the area of the triangle whose base is in the line representing the force and whose vertex is the point about which the moment is being taken. So all the above is the correct answer. Moment of force, you can easily understand by this question how the moment of force is being defined. So with a single question, you can easily understand a number of definitions for the moment of a force. So this is a very very important question, very interesting question. So you can go through this question. Please make a pause and read this question carefully. Next question is a heavy string attached at the two ends of the same horizontal level, and when the center dip is very small approaches the curve of following. So consider this is a string. It is fixed at the two ends of the same position with the center dip like this. So this curve is called parabolic curve. So this curve is the parabolic curve. Next, kinetic friction. Once again, I clearly clarify this thing. Kinetic friction, which is also called as a dynamic friction, or dynamic friction is also called as a kinetic friction. So what is the dynamic friction? The friction force acting on a body when the body is in motion. So the friction force acting when the body is in motion, which is called kinetic friction. If it is at this rest, it is called as a static friction. When it is just about to move, it is called limiting friction. So this is the dynamic friction, and if it is in rest, it is called as a static friction. So you can easily clarify this. Next, mechanical advantage of the lifting machine is the ratio of, it is the ratio of all the above is the, sorry, load lifted to the effort applied. Yes, I have a shortcut here, so you can easily understand this thing. MALE, male. So this is the shortcut in order to understand this question. So mechanical advantage of lifting machine is load by effort. So mechanical advantage, which is equal to load by effort. So MALE. So the male is the shortcut for this question. So I hope that in mechanical most of the students are males, so you can easily understand the mechanical advantage. The advantage of the mechanical department is more number of males. So male mechanical advantage is equal to load by effort, load lifted by effort applied. Next, for an ideal machine, mechanical advantage is equal to the velocity ratio. As I said earlier, for an actual machine, mechanical advantage is less than the velocity ratio. For an ideal machine, mechanical advantage is equal to the velocity ratio. Next, a superb question. Frictional force encountered after commencement of motion. After commencement of motion, it is a dynamic friction. If it is just about to move, it is called as a limiting friction. Okay. Okay, very superb question. We are going to understand four statements, four definitions from this question. So please make a note. This question is very, very important. This question going to learn four definitions about the engineering mechanics topic. So first definition is the force of friction. A force acting in the opposite direction to the motion of the body is called force of friction. So it is a correct definition. And the ratio of limiting friction to the normal reaction is called coefficient of friction. And a machine whose efficiency is 100%, which is known as an ideal machine. As I said, as we saw in the previous question, the mechanical advantage, which is equal to velocity ratio. So mechanical advantage by velocity ratio is the efficiency. So mechanical advantage is equal to velocity ratio. Therefore, for an ideal machine, the efficiency is 100%. And the fourth definition is this. For this question, this is the answer, this is the incorrect statement. So this is the incorrect statement, and it is not a velocity ratio, it is a mechanical advantage. The mechanical advantage of the machine is the ratio of load lifted to the effort applied. Load lifted to the effort applied. If it is a velocity ratio, it is the inverse of mechanical advantage. So please make it clear that the fourth statement is the incorrect statement, but all the other statements are correct, and the correct fourth statement is the mechanical advantage. So mechanical advantage of a machine is the ratio of load lifted to the effort applied. Next question is very, very interesting question. When a body is falls freely under gravitational force, it possesses no weight. It only possesses the mass. It does not possess any weight. Okay. So next question, when the lift is moving upward with some acceleration, pressure exerted by a man is directly proportional to the acceleration. How much it is being accelerated, that much pressure is being created on the human presented in the lift. That is why the lifts are generally moves very, very slowly. So next, a limiting force of the friction. Yes, it is correct. The limiting force of friction is the friction force acting when the body is just about to move. Just about to move. Let me explain. Consider this is the surface when a body is in rest. So rest means static friction. If it is just to begin to move, it just begin to move, it is called just to begin to move is called limiting friction. If it is moving, it is called dynamic friction. It is in motion, it is called dynamic friction. So this is the very simple question in every competitive or an written test. You can expect these type of questions from mechanics point of view. Okay, next, the efficiency of the lifting machine is the ratio of output by input, work done by the machine to the work done on the machine, mechanical advantage to the velocity ratio. All the above statements are correct for finding the efficiency of lifting machine. Okay, and the next question, this is the last question of the today's video. Very interesting question. We have gotten the distance of x is equal to t square into t minus 4. So they are asking about the acceleration. Okay, you can easily do the acceleration a is equal to dv by dt and v is the dx by dt. So first you have to find dx by dt. Dx by dt, that is equal to t square into t minus 4. You can easily do a uh, multiplication of t cube minus 4t square, and you do the differentiation 3t square minus 8t, and so this is the equation. So dv by dt, so you can easily again you can differentiate the square times of differentiation. You get 6t minus 8. So 6t minus 8 is the correct answer. You can easily know 6t minus 8 is the correct answer. So like this, if you understand the question properly, you can easily you can easily answer the question. So this question is just like a 2-mark question. Okay, I hope you have liked my video. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section, and I will put a short video about that question, and I'm going to clarify your doubts. So if you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe Make It Techie channel for my motivation. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you for the patient listening. Thank you. God bless you.